We're here to idea you, to fire up your curiosity and connect you with the people and ideas that shape our world. Watch, listen, understand, connect, and create. Let's move the human story forward together.
Hello and welcome to The Poetry of Science, a podcast which provides insight into new scientific research via the medium of poetry. I'm your host, Dr. Sam Illingworth, and each week I'll be introducing you to some of the latest scientific findings and sharing a selection of science-themed poetry. After all, we could all do with a little bit more poetry in our lives. In this episode, I'll be exploring new research, which has found that alpine glaciers will lose at least a third of their volume by 2050. In the cold heart of the Alps, silent sentinels unfurl their future in broken, frozen lairs, their icy tongues laced in loss. Each glacier a story of time etched in crystal and snow beneath the shadows of a shifting world. Uncovered prophecies echo through empty valleys, rivers of ice flowing towards tomorrow, as every fading peak hums their farewell into the steady face of time. This poem is inspired by recent research published in Geophysical Research Letters, in which new satellite data and machine learning models have been used to predict that a third of European Alps glaciers will retreat by 2050. Understanding how glaciers will change in the next few decades is a complex but vital task. This complexity comes from the challenges in setting up scientific models and integrating various types of data. Despite these challenges, it's essential to study glaciers over short periods like the next 50 years, because changes in glaciers can significantly affect water supply, natural disasters, and the environment. Recent research has made progress in this area by using new methods and data from satellites. These advancements help improve the way these models are started or initialized, making predictions about glacier changes more reliable. This research specifically focuses on the glaciers of the European Alps, aiming to predict their changes up to the year 2050 under the current climate conditions. The method used in this study is innovative, employing advanced machine learning techniques and leveraging a vast array of satellite data. This approach has allowed the researchers to set up their glacier model more effectively, leading to more accurate predictions. The findings are significant. They estimate that even without further climate change, about a third of the ice in the European Alps will be lost by 2050. This loss is not just a number. It means that even the largest glaciers are expected to retreat by several kilometres. The study highlights the critical role of precise modelling in understanding glacier behaviour and stresses, the importance of these predictions for future planning and environmental conservation. Now that you've heard the science, let me read the poem to you again. In the cold heart of the Alps, silent sentinels unfurl their future in broken, frozen lairs, their icy tongues laced in loss. Each glacier a story of time etched in crystal and snow beneath the shadows of a shifting world. Uncovered prophecies echo through empty valleys, rivers of ice flowing towards tomorrow, as every fading peak hums their farewell into the steady face of time. In this section of the podcast, I'd like to share a poem written by another poet on a topic related to the science that has been discussed so far. In this episode, I'll be reading Exit Glacier by Peggy Schumacher. Peggy Schumacher, born in La Mesa, California, and raised in Tucson, Arizona, is a poet that bridges two deserts, the Sonoran and Alaska's subarctic. As Alaska State Writer Laureate and a Rasmussen Foundation Distinguished Artist, she has authored 8 poetry books, including Cairn. Her memoir, Just Breathe Normally, complements her extensive teaching career, notably at the University of Alaska Fairbanks and the Rainier Writing Workshops MFA. Schumacher also edits several literary series and in 2008 founded Boreal Books, an imprint of Red Hen Press, to publish literature and fine art from Alaska. Exit Glacier by Peggy Schumacher. When we got close enough, we could hear rivers inside the ice, heaving splits, the groaning of a ledge about to calve, strewing the moraine, fresh moose sign, tawny oblong pellets breaking up, sharp black shale, in one breath, ice and air, history, the record of breaking, prophecy, the warning of what's yet to break out from under 4 stories of bone-crushing, turquoise, retreating. Thank you for listening to the Poetry of Science.
Thank you very much for being with us for this episode of the ideaXme Show. ideaXme is a global platform. Our mission is to move the human story forward by sharing knowledge of the future. You can find us on all major audio networks at www.radioideaXme.com, on YouTube and Vimeo. Please subscribe.